Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to day 28 of our 100-day practice challenge. Woohoo! Almost 30, and you guys are rocking and rolling with your practice. So I have a special surprise for you today. I am at my friend Ariana's house, and she is a wonderful singer, musician, and so she's going to do the opening song for you. So enjoy.
Hi, my name is Ariana, and I'm going to sing Heavy by Bird Talker. I am still learning the banjo, so this is just something I'm doing for fun. If you're lost and you're lonely, go and figure out why. Take a trip to your dark side. Go and have a good cry. 'Cause we're all lonely. We're all lonely together. I want to see your sadness. I want to share your sins. I want to bleed your blood, and I want to be let in. Don't you just wanna be together? Leave what's heavy behind. Leave what's heavy behind. If your face is down, we'll take a look around. Do your fingers move? Do your lungs inflate? Are you tired? Are you weary of the hidden hate you've been holding? Hey, did you lose that love, or have you never had it? Are you feeling sad because you did a bad thing? It's heavy. What's heavy behind? What's heavy? What's heavy behind? Are you feeling fearful, brother? Are you feeling fearful, sister? The only way to lose that fearful feeling, replace it with love that's healing. Are you feeling fearful, brother? Are you feeling fearful, sister? Leave what's heavy. What's heavy behind? Leave what's heavy. What's heavy behind? Thanks.
All right. All right. Nice. And Sarah, you're diving in live here. Thank you so much for being here. So I'm going to do kind of a shorter video today, which is probably going to be the new normal. Okay. So last week, so this is your thoughts for the next 7 days. So give me a check-in. Please write in the comments just generally how you're feeling about your practice. If you have any questions that are coming up for you, and also what's challenging for developing a regular practice. by now you should be feeling like 28 days in, you're gaining some momentum with your instruments. So you should be feeling you've seen progress from when you started to where you are now, and it should kind of be feeling easier as far as noticing that the practice you do is making a difference on your playing. So last week I talked about sort of the 3 essential ingredients that are important to have in your practice routine. We talked about technique being kind of a foundational one. And hopefully by now you have developed your technique to just be included. So remember, just to review, it was about 5 or 10 minutes of practicing actual technique on your instrument for every instrument you're practicing. So if you're a singer or you want to sing more, that means vocal technique. If you play a string instrument, then that means practicing how to play your instrument. If you're a percussionist like me and you play multiple drums, that means technique for each of the different drums you're playing, so that every time you sit down to play, you're making sure that your basic sounds that you're getting are really crisp, really clear, really nice, and you're also working on extended techniques, so things that put you into an intermediate or advanced level. Because some of those extended techniques take like years to develop, so you might as well just start. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the second element. Now, it's interesting because last week we talked about technique, and I know that some of you were like, I practice technique all the time, and some of you were like, I never practice technique at all, and I just learn music or songs. So some of these you're going to be good at, and some of these you aren't. So the second week, you might have that same experience where it's either really like I do that all the time, or I never do that. So this is your challenge for the week, to think about and incorporate into your practice, which is improvisation. And so it's the skill of being able to play on your instrument, not a song, not something that is already arranged by someone else. It can be like a rhythm or a strumming pattern or something like that. But what I want you to do is, for each instrument you're studying, vocals, percussion, guitar, whatever it is, I want you to spend some time, 2 to 5 minutes. 2 minutes is fine. That's probably enough time if you have a pretty tight practice schedule, to just play your instrument. So my friend Scott Pellegrim, who's a famous drum set player, he does this thing. It's called first touch. And so what he does is, when he sits down at his drum set for the very first time that day, he just plays whatever. It somehow encapsulates like all this energy, and he just loves playing his drums so much that he just jams out for 10, 15, I have no idea how long he does it for. He does like 20-minute solos, so who knows, it might be an hour that he does that. I have no idea. But for us, we're shooting for at least 2 minutes, 2 to 10 minutes, somewhere in that range, where you're just playing. And when you play, it's really important that you don't think about like, oh, I should do some kind of fast technique that I've been working on. You don't want to have that headspace. The headspace you want to get in is just like, what does this sound like? And just try to imagine it's like surfing, or maybe like canoeing down a river. So you just step into the river and you start playing, or you start your pattern, and then you just try to stay with wherever you are as it unfolds. And you really want to try to get out of the headspace. You can say like, oh, I want to do something faster here, and you try to just do it faster, but don't try to be like, I'm throwing in this very specific technique or this very specific rhythm here. You want to let it unfold. And this is a really important thing to do, because if you don't do it, what happens is, when you start to get into a situation where you're playing with other people, you feel like you don't have a connection to your instrument. It's not connected to your soul. It's not connected to your voice as a person. And so you really want to start developing that personal connection with your instrument. Otherwise, it's just sort of like, I'm controlling my body through technique. I'm controlling the outcome of this thing through learning specific songs, but you actually want to have a direct connection to your instrument, so you have full potential to express yourself. The other thing that happens when you do that is you start to develop your own style. your own little fills, your own little way of interpreting the rhythm. And so that's also a very important thing to work into your practicing. All right, so Sarah wrote that she's mostly focusing on the doom bet because it's new. Oh, nice. You did an hour and a half, just got into the zone. Nice, cool. Well, so it's always easy to like spend lots of your time on the new thing, especially when you have a class and there's like pressure. But remember, we're trying to develop the internal sort of guide, the internal desire to practice. So don't leave your other instruments behind. Make sure you play your other stuff that you like. Even if it's really short, you do 5 minutes of technique, 5 minutes of jamming, and a little rhythm that you like. Just try to give it a little love if you can, at least 3 or 4 times a week. Okay, so yeah, the metronome is a thing. We're going to talk about that later, Sarah, so don't worry. We will get into how to play with a metronome. It's super important skill later. That's after we get the basics of our practice down. So that's really it. So this week, what I'd like you to do is make sure that you try your first touch. So every time you pick up your instrument for the day, just play for it. You can set your timer for 2 minutes or 5 minutes or however long you want to have as your sort of free expression time, and try it. And if you feel like it's better for you to do it at the end of your practice because you're warmed up, and then you can do it your other way. That's just how my famous, amazing drum set player friend does it. So I like to copy him because he's cool. So that is it for today. Please make sure you write down in the comments when you complete your 28th day in this video, and I will be checking in with those of you I haven't heard from. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful week and good luck going on. I'll see you in 7 days for our next video. All right. Bye, Sarah, and bye everyone else who's checking in. Thanks.